Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Streetwise English Podcast. I'm your host Carl. 欢迎回来这期节目啊。今天我们要讲的是飞行。Today we're going to talk about flight. And why are we talking about flight? Because exactly 120 years ago, plus a day or two, on December 17th, 1903, was the first recorded successful flight. And tell me if I'm wrong about this, but a quick Google check searched that the first flight was by the Wright brothers in 1903. First successful airplane flight. I'm searching this. Okay, here we go. December 17th, 1903. Orville Wright was in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, where after 4 years of scientific experimentation, they achieved the first successful airplane flights on December 17th, 1903. So today I want to talk about flights and traveling. This isn't a history lesson. This is just a simple presentation on flying and traveling and kind of in remembrance of the birth of flight in the world. So just remember, about 120 years ago was the first flight, and before that, all the humans in the world didn't have the opportunity to fly. 就是120年前，人类都不会飞行，所以第一次成功的飞行的飞机是12月17号1903年，在美国北卡 North Carolina. So let's get started. 我们开始吧。Before you travel, you need to, of course, pack your luggage. And you have two types of luggage. You have check-in luggage and you have carry-on luggage. Check-in luggage is usually like a backpack or a small bag and a personal item. So a woman might have a purse, and a man can have another bag, a fanny pack, another backpack, a briefcase, or something in addition to a carry-on bag, which could be a small suitcase or backpack. And then for the check-in luggage, that's something that's bigger, and there's usually a weight limit, and you check that in at the airline's counter. 就是那个航空那个叫什么？你就办一下那个托运的那个程序。So you check in your bag at the airline counter. And if you are traveling internationally, then you will need a passport. And certain countries require a visa. Maybe all countries do, I'm not sure. But you need a visa in your passport. Passport is 护照。如果是国际旅游的话，那你要先办好你的护照还有签证。So where do you process a visa? You usually do that online or at an embassy or at a consulate. 一般办签证是在线办的，或者在大使馆或者在领事馆，对吧？ So you'd usually apply for a visa with your valid passport online or at an embassy or a consulate. Embassy is 大使馆 and consulate is 领事馆. Now, I've written a list, so we have a couple of items to prepare. Of course, you need to have money. You know, we use money for everything, and when you're traveling, it's important to exchange some money so that you have cash on you while traveling. And of course, you can use your card or sometimes your phone to pay for things, but it's always good to have cash on your body while you're traveling. And if you're traveling to a foreign country, you will need to exchange your currency into the local currency. So, for example, if I'm traveling let's say I'm Chinese, I'm traveling from Shanghai to New York, I will need to exchange my Chinese yuan, my renminbi, into US dollars. So that's called exchanging your currency. And you can do that at the airport upon arrival to your destination. Or sometimes you can even do it in your home country. And you would say something like, I would like to exchange 5,000 yuan into dollars, please. Okay. Another consideration when traveling is, of course, communication. So you will need to use your phone while you're traveling. So I like to get a local SIM card at the airport. 我旅游的时候，我喜欢办一个本地的那个 SIM 卡，电话卡，在机场里面就是出外面之前，先办一个本地的 SIM 卡。So I like to purchase a local SIM card when I'm traveling, and you can usually do that inside the airport before you leave. And that's important because you will need to do basic things like use Google Maps and book an Uber. So Uber is used in most big cities in the US, at least, and a lot of places in the world. So you need to get a phone card, or you could use your international card, a SIM card, but you might get a lot of roaming charges and additional fees if you use that while overseas. 你也可以用那个原来的那个 SIM 卡，但是有可能会更多那个费用在海外用的话。Oh, and here's a little detail. When you're traveling, make sure that you update your watch to the local time. Nowadays, everyone uses cell phones to check the time, and if you are connected to the internet, the phone will automatically update to the current time, whatever location you're in. However, I have a story where I was traveling and I sat down. I was in Tokyo, I was in the airport, and I sat down for a bowl of noodles, and I met a friendly traveler and started talking and eating noodles and chatting. And I didn't realize that the time was different than Beijing time. And so it was 1 hour different. And then I ended up missing my flight. I missed my transfer flight to Los Angeles. And that's because I was looking at my watch and I didn't realize that there was a time difference. So be sure to update your watch when you're traveling, especially when you're transferring, because you might miss a flight like I did. 这点就是你要调整一下你的手表，因为特别是转机的时候，有可能是本地的时间跟你那个自己的国家的时间不一样了。所以我以前有这个经验，在东京吃面条的时候，我跟那边碰到一个新朋友，然后聊天，然后错过我的飞机，因为我的手表还没有调整好本地的时间，因为东京的时间跟北京的时间不一样了，是早1个小时还是晚1个小时？反正我错过那个飞机。So 如果你在转机的时间比较长， 那小心点，那个调整一下你的手表。So that's especially true if you have a long layover at the airport where you're transferring. You need to make sure that you reset your watch to the local time. I have here on my list also make sure you label your bags with your name and phone number and email. So if the airlines loses your bag, if they don't have any kind of name or phone number, then, and let's say their other tickets that they put on there fall off, your bag will be gone forever. So I like to write something, my phone number, my email, and my name, and put it inside the bag or label it somehow to make sure that if your bag is lost, that you will get it back. Someone can call you. And sometimes it's not even the airline's fault, but maybe you left the bag on the airplane if it was a carry-on. I've done that before. You get off the plane and you're at another airport and then you realize, oh, OMG, I left my damn backpack up in the overhead on the airplane. And if you don't have a label on your bag, maybe you have a camera in there or you have something really valuable, that bag can be gone forever. So make sure you label your bags. And this is true even if you're not traveling, just traveling around town and where you live, you leave your bag in the back of a taxi or something. Make sure that there's something labeled so that if an honest person finds it, they can send it to you. 中文怎么翻译？就是写一个条子，就放在你的行李，你的名字，还有电子邮件，还有电话号码。这样，如果你弄丢了，或者航空公司弄丢了，它可以联系到你，这个很重要。万一你比如说你的背包或者你的相机包，你忘在那个飞机上或者某一个地方，有一个好人找到的话，他可以联系到你，然后还给你。All right, and lastly, 差不多了. We're almost done here. Is relax and enjoy the trip, and know that things might not go as planned. There are always unexpected delays, or flights are canceled, or things pop up. You have problems that are unexpected. So you need to roll with the punches. So in boxing, if someone punches you in the head and you don't move your head, it really hurts you. And so there's a phrase in English, roll with the punches. And that means as you're getting hit, you just need to be flexible and move out of the way so that you don't get hurt. And being flexible and adapting to the situation is really important when you're traveling because there are always unexpected surprises when you're on the road and you're traveling. 中文这个就是说，最后你要知道，在路上很可能你的飞机会延误了，或者有不同的那个问题，所以你要接受你很可能会遇到问题。然后如果有问题的话，你就接受了，然后调整一下你的时间还有心态啊什么的。然后英文有一句话就是 roll with the punches。roll with the punches 就是有人打拳给你，你要动，你不要就是不调整你的那个姿势，你不要就是被打得很猛，你要走啊。So be flexible，要灵活一点，对，这样就灵活一点，然后不会打得那么惨。 So that's it for today, my friends. Thank you for listening. Once again, yesterday was the 120th year anniversary of the birth of flight. So that's why today I wanted to talk to you about traveling and the way I like to travel and some experiences that I could share with you. 所以就说这120周年，就是有人类有飞行，就第一个飞机的话，有120年了，所以就说到这些那个旅游，然后呃的经验，还有小建议。Thank you for listening. I'm Carl of the Streetwise English podcast. I hope that your English is getting better and better every day and that you are consistent in your study. Consistency is king. 那就说到这里，谢谢各位，下次见，拜拜。Thank you for listening. Study, study. Consistency is king. Bye.